You're listening to the audio production of Project President, Bad Hair and Botox on the Road to the White House, by Ben Shapiro, published by Thomas Nelson and read by Charles Constant. Introduction. Senator John F. Kerry, Democrat, Massachusetts, had to feel good on the morning of April 27, 2004. Just 4 months before, Kerry's presidential hopes had seemed destined for the incinerator. Former Governor of Vermont, Howard Dean, held a seemingly insurmountable lead in several opinion polls in the weeks leading up to the January 19, 2004 Iowa caucuses. In the last week before the caucuses, however, polls saw a sudden spike in support for Kerry. And the polls were accurate. On the night of January 19, 2004, John Kerry won a sweeping victory, taking 38% of the caucus vote. Howard Dean's presidential campaign was effectively over, crushed at birth. His self-immolation in the immediate aftermath of the Iowa defeat, would become instant campaign legend. Meanwhile, John Kerry would go on to win virtually every other Democratic primary, including a big victory in Pennsylvania on April 27, 2004. Kerry had to be confident about his hopes in the general election. He was running as a Vietnam War hero, a champion for the little guy, and a man who could speak truth to power, and he was succeeding. He was, as he dubbed himself after his Iowa win, Comeback Kerry. General election polls had him running neck and neck with an incumbent president in a time of war, and this was before the late July Democratic National Convention, from which Kerry could expect a sizable bump. The world was a marble in John Kerry's hand, until 12:59 p.m. Eastern Time on April 27, 2004. Then disaster struck. For though Senator Kerry was campaigning as an old soldier, a man of principle, a tall, strong, masculine fellow who could outfight, outdebate, and outrank President George W. Bush, he had forgotten one all-important fact. He was an elitist. He could rewrite his resume. He could obscure his Boston Brahmin accent. But he couldn't change the crucial fact that he was, to the naked eye, a cross between the Muppet Beaker and the Marquis de Lafayette. John Kerry looked like a French aristocrat. He sounded like a French aristocrat. He acted like a French aristocrat. And at 12:59 Eastern Time, Matt Drudge of DrudgeReport.com broke the most fateful story of the 2004 presidential.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?